we're going to be talking about angle addition and subtraction. Now, angle and addition and subtraction is exactly the same as adding and subtracting, but we're just making a visual representation of it. Okay, so all we're doing is we're just going to be combining the degree measures of the angles. Okay, so just like adding, regular adding and subtracting with numbers, you can have negative answers and positive answers. Okay, we're mostly going to focus on positive answers, but don't be surprised if you do get a negative answer. Okay. So let's just kind of start off. Let's say we have two angles. Okay, and usually I'll give you the measurements for it. Okay, and let's say one of the angles is 30 degrees and the other is 105 degrees. So if I wanted to find the total amount, if I added these two together, you would get a total of 30 degrees plus 105 degrees. Okay, so just like adding numbers, when I add them to get 135 degrees. An example we can look at is subtraction. So if we have an angle that is this, 65 degrees, with another angle that was a little smaller than that, okay, let's say 23 degrees, and we wanted to subtract them just like we would in regular numbers. It would be 65 degrees minus 23 degrees equals 42 degrees. Okay, let's mix in some of the ideas we learned from the angles video into this here. So I'm just going to draw out a diagram. Okay, and I'm going to label my vertex and a point on each arm. Okay, J, J, K, L, and a vertex of N. Okay, let's say we had measurement of angle JNK, equals 50 degrees, and measurement of angle KNL is equal to 92 degrees. We want to find the measurement of angle JNL. So there's something going on here that we need to label. We have first our measurements. So angle measurements, JNK is 50 degrees. And then we also have KNL as 92 degrees. So we're going to look for that in our diagram, and we're going to label it. Okay, so J and K, I'm going to follow the letters they gave us to trace out my angle. Okay, so J and K. Okay, let's do that again. J and K. So that angle here is going to be the angle I want. So that is 50 degrees. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for K and L. K and L. Okay, K, N, L. So that would be 92 degrees. Right? Let's look at the angle that we want to find. So J and L, if I were to trace that out, J and L is actually, if you looked at it, just the two angles combined together. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the two angles together to get our final answer. So 50 plus 92. If you use a calculator, if you can do that mentally, you would get 142 degrees. Okay, so measurement of angle J and L equals 42 degrees. Let's do one more. Okay. So I labeled a couple here as M, N, O, and P. Alright, so same thing. We're going to put out some information about this diagram. So let's see. Measurement of angle MPN equals 47 degrees. And measurement of angle MPO equals 97 degrees. We want to find the measurement of angle NPO. Okay. So let's kind of go through what we are given. So NPN, MPN, MPN. That is 47 degrees. So I'm going to label that as 47 degrees. Okay. We also have MPO given. MPO. MPO. So that means the whole thing is actually 97 degrees. Okay, so the whole thing here is 97 degrees. We want to find NPO. And you can see that it's a chunk of the entire thing. Now, if we want to just find a portion of the entire thing, we luckily have the other portion of the total. So instead of adding, we're going to subtract. So we're going to subtract the total, which is 97 degrees, minus 47 degrees to get the remainder, which is 50 degrees. Okay, so measurement of angle NPO equals 50 degrees. Now, a couple things to note. This diagram does seem to look like a 90-degree angle, but we can never assume something to be 90 degrees if it's not labeled. Okay, so it's in the problem they gave us that it is 97 degrees. So we're going to use what they gave us instead of what we guess it's going to be. All right, so this is just a few